Well, welcome everybody, and thank you very much for coming to Stillwater. Just a couple of things to let you know before we do get started. We have 2 emergency exits today. We have one up the aisle and one to the side. Also, please do shut off any cell phones or electronic devices that might make any noise during the performance. But thank you for coming again, and without further ado, please enjoy Stillwater. There lies a small town between here and there. It sits in the middle of time. Where it came from, where it's going, it's a mystery to me that knows neither reason nor rhyme. Come in, dear friend, and rest your head. You need only stay a short while. Relax and recover, forgive and forget.
So welcome to our square mile. I've lived in Stillwater my whole life.
Our motto, follow his star and love will follow.
We support one another here.
We watch our children grow.
My family has been supporting this whole town for generations.
We offer this song this day up to you, O Lord, creator above. You keep our town running as smooth as can be, with gratitude, comfort, and love.
At night, the sky is so clear that you can see every star.
When it's not too cold, we like to sit in the center of town and count all the different constellations we can find. It makes you feel connected to the universe.
Every year we have a celebration, a festival to celebrate the town.
The parade route goes past everyone's houses, and it's been my favorite part of every year since before I can remember.
Everyone always comes to the football games.
There is nothing like hearing the whole town cheering you on and calling out your name.
We're proud of our little town. It's beautiful, like a garden.
Throw open your doors and cast out your nets, a seat at the table for you. It is always here waiting with wide open arms and a big bowl of hot rabbit stew.
The big intersection in the middle of town is Main Street, South Ave, East Ave, West Ave, and Rhodestown Road. At the center of it hangs a blinking red light, the only one in town.
A tour of the town is strictly in order from the library, grocer, and bank. Here's one of 6 churches. That's right, count them, 6!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And who we have to thank.
My favorite place in town is the library. When I was young, I used to go there and read for hours. It was magical.
We offer this song this day up to you, O Lord, creator above. You keep our town running as smooth as can be, with gratitude, comfort, and love. And love. It's all written down in sermon and scripture, this love. 6 churches in town, so you get the picture. Our love. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Secret from everyone. Love.
I turned right out of my driveway, go down Main Street, and then left onto that street with all those little shops and brightly painted Victorian houses. There are rows of striped awnings and porches filled with flowers and lights, and I can almost see her house from here. At the end of the street, there's this church built to look like a giant upside-down Noah's Ark, and the voices from the choir inside carry out, love everyone, treat all as yourself, love your neighbor, love yourself.
I always find myself at the intersection. The intersection where the blinking red light hangs above me. It flashes day in, day out like a warning. The clock flies in my head along with the rhythm of the flashing.
Should I stay or should I go? be shy, there's no need to hide in Eloise's world.
Yeah! Hi, everybody! My name's Eloise. Can you spell Eloise?
E-L-O-I-S-E.
Wowee, that's fantastic! It's important to introduce yourself to people because names are important and there will never be anyone else like you anywhere ever. Speaking of introductions, can I introduce you to someone? This is Scarf. Can you guess what you use a scarf for? Can you keep a secret? Scarf is magical. Scarf paints all the colors of the rainbow, making the sad gray of life happy. Oh, I do like yellow. But my favorite color that Scarf paints is probably denim.
I love sparkling for you.
Hey there, Butterfly. What are you doing today?
Oh, not much, just flying around.
I have another friend, too. He's really fluffy. His name's Blue Monster.
Oh, hi, Eloise. I didn't see you there.
You're so silly.
Life is fun, but friends make it better. Without each other, we lose our feathers. When we're here together, we'll be happy for forever.
Oh my. I almost forgot to introduce the most important person here. This is Mr. Sun. Mr. Sun keeps Eloise's world happy and bright.
Hi.
Right before I found you, I was looking for my best friend, Mr. Rabbit. We go on all sorts of tremendous adventures together. But he's a little lost, and he's sort of spiraling right now. So we have to find him and help him. You ready?
Yeah.
What's wrong with Alex? He needs to get suited up for the game. What's he doing alone in his room?
He's just nervous. It's the homecoming game, after all. He's trying to impress a girl.
He's always nervous. That kid has got to toughen up, get a grip on reality. The world is not going to be nice, and he needs to know that.
Everyone grows up differently. He'll figure it all out on his own.
When you have a son, you expect them to be just like you. You see yourself in him. His eyes, his hair, his nose. He's a legacy, an investment in the future of the world. I don't want my son to fail, to be a failure, because he couldn't hack it.
So you push him?
So I push him.
Man's life is a line. A line that nature commands him to prescribe upon the surface of the earth without his ever being able to swerve from it even for an instant.
Hey,
What?
I was doing research last night for ancient cultures and I found a bunch of crazy stuff. Sorry.
You see, the separation was so painful that mankind blocked all memory of the divinity that we once knew.
Apparently the Greeks had different religions.
However, there remains an emotional connection. And it's this that keeps us tethered to the life that we must once have known. And it's for this memory that we seek honor. You see, this tether connects us all like strands of yarn in our favorite scarf. We weave in and out of each other's lives, but we're a part of something greater than any one strand.
It said that they believed in different gods for different things.
So, while we may not remember, we can be comforted in knowing that one day we may overcome the pain of this split.
They even prayed to women. Like Aphrodite.
Can you shut up? The Greeks were just a bunch of perverts who smeared lead on their faces and did sports naked.
As we know, after trauma, the body holds on to fear. This can make it hard to be around others. You see, the nervous system is on constant high alert. Your nervous system is functionally like security at an airport. Every person that comes close to you is literally going through one of those scanners. You see, every person to your system is a potential terrorist. time she was born to when she was a young girl, she had a wonderful life. It was full of love and laughter, and the girl felt very peaceful. But one day, the girl discovered a demon lurking in her shadows that whispered things to her. Horrible things. Whispering insults, calling her names, and taking the words of those she loved to twist daggers of words into her heart.
It's Foiros. It's the 5 stars that make a cross. Do you see it? We learned about them in school, remember? It's a bad sign for farmers. You're not even looking.
It's hard to see them.
Look at where I'm pointing.
Okay.
You see it?
No.
Well, open your eyes. I know it's hard, but here, look. This one is the Big Dipper, the 3 really bright ones in a row. And if you follow the tail bit, you get to the North Star, the first star out at night. I used to think that I could reach up and grab a star off of Orion's belt and put it in a jar and keep it forever. I was pretty crushed when Miss O'Hara told us that all stars are just burning hot gas.
I know. I remember. You made us sleep right here for a whole week, just so you could stare up at the sky and write bad love stories about Orion. I was really worried about you. I thought, my friend, my best friend, might actually be a nerd.
You're impossible.
If I'm so impossible, why do you keep coming back?
Because you'd be useless without me. Who would pick you up every day and keep you from sleeping through all of astronomy?
Whatever. And I'm the impossible one?
You've been kind of quiet today.
Just thinking. What do you think God thinks of us?
I don't need to think about it. I know he loves us.
How can you be so sure?
Don't you ever pay attention? In church, in class, anywhere. Follow his star.
And love will follow. Yeah, I got that, but... Okay, then why does hell exist?
Oh, okay, well, hell is reserved for people who are like murderers or prostitutes or homosexuals.
Okay, thanks. I got it. I just don't think God likes me.
What? You're not killing people, right?
No.
And you haven't started selling your body?
No.
And you're not one of those.
Do it, do it, do it, do it!
Hey, Joy. Hey, X. Joy, can I talk to you in private for a second? So I was just wondering if you maybe want to go to the town dance with me?
Yes!
Levels return to normal. You may continue with your day.
I know the cards are ready.
Damn, Kelly. Training for a blackjack tournament or something?
I was just feeling a bit restless.
Restless? What do you need rest for? All you do is rest.
No, all I do is take care of you.
Remind me how you sitting on your ass all day helps me.
Helps me, gives me a chance to peek at your cards.
What the hell?
Kidding, I can beat you without cheating.
I bet. Come on.
Have any threes?
Any fives?
Go.
You know, I was just joking.
Huh?
Yeah, I really appreciate this.
Yes.
Yes, and I also know that while I sit on my ass all day, so do you at your whack desk job.
Well, you got comebacks now, huh? Alright, bet. Watch.
It took you that long to figure out you had a match of fives?
Nah, threes.
Are you kidding? Give me my fives back.
What?
Never mind, keep going.
If you say so.
How's work? Anything exciting happening?
Nah, I haven't been there in a couple of days, but if I was there, I would just be shaking down kids for weed. Any kinks?
You're not out there saving the day? That's a first. Oh, nice.
I just needed a break. Yeah.
Break from?
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like the tides are turning, you know? Like, everyone is just so bold with everything. Like, everyone is just tagging shit around Stillwater or protesting something unnecessary. Kelly, you know, especially, pick your own fights. Pick it wisely. And the kids, man. The kids, I try to warn them, but shit, they just keep persisting. And sooner or later, they're
Those
gonna get
kids
into
don't
some
pick
trouble.
their fights. They're fighting for themselves. Props to those not brainwashed by the monarchs of Stillwater.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Stillwater is alright, but I don't know. I just I keep having these dreams, you know?
About what?
I don't know. Wait. I really haven't been paying attention. Alright, I gotta come back. I gotta focus on this comeback. Come on. Come on, get it snapping. Get it snapping. Come on.
Alright, threes?
Hey, can we talk about last night?
Sure. Are you still going to dance with Alex?
I was thinking about it. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. And also about...
About what?
What happened last night before Alex? Shh.
This is silent reflection time.
Can you drop it? Forget I said anything?
But are you?
You know, like...
I just want to...
know if you are.
You could tell me if you are.
Tell me.
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 Shut up! I don't know.
Hey, it's okay. Love your neighbor, love yourself. Follow his star, and love will follow. Love and forgiveness are abundant in his light.
If man lie with man, as he lieth with woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. See, it's the law. They love you.
Ladies. This is the story of a princess who lived a life She did a lot of thinking, paced around her room and brooded. After all of that, this is what she concluded. Everyone is watching you, and you probably did something wrong. Showing any feeling, especially crying, is a sign of weakness. Being feminine is terrible, and never talk to boys. You did that one time, and now people think you're a slut. It doesn't matter if you try your best every day. People will still find things to hate about your personality. The only logical solution to this problem is to burn all your dresses and never try again.
So you make sure everybody gets 7 cards. Oh, saw that one. Yeah, so 7 for everybody, and then you put the rest of the deck in the middle. Perfect.
Hey, can we try and play? And I'll try to catch on.
Oh, I don't mind explaining it to
She
you.
said let's play.
Okay.
Let me see. You guys got any 10s?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you guys have any 3s?
Oh, I just had a fun idea. What if every time you go fish, you tell us one good thing about your day and something you want to ask the other? Come on, my mom used to always do it at the dinner table. Humor me?
Okay. I got an A on my astronomy test. Yeah. And do you miss Stillwater?
Why would I? I mean, do you think there's room for you out there? There's certainly none for me. I tried to squeeze in a little space 1,000 times over, but I take up too much space. So do you, so does Jordan. But it's okay because we have our own space, a sacred space, and not a sacred and a sing to the heavens, but a get the fuck out unless you're gonna listen kind of sacred.
And shit, how could I possibly miss something that constantly consumes the fuck out of me? I mean, that town's got a hold of me. Kelly's a shut-in, but I can't seem to shake it no matter how many times I come back here.
But no matter what happens, we have this place, and it belongs to whoever needs it. Those who don't want to squeeze in between the 1 and the 2. The ones who know that there's infinite space in between, undiscovered, beyond the symbols. No matter how hard we try to join in on a harmony, we'll only fully exist in dissonance.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's like this game, right? So, you might not have something that you need, but Jordan or I might. We help each other out, we share. All I'm trying to say, X, is that if you ever need any unconditional comfort, we have room for you here. We see you.
Thanks. My name isn't X, it's Sochi.
Cut the shit, Kelly. I didn't come here to hold hands. The X? They couldn't pronounce your name, huh?
He's annoying. Ignore him.
No. I'm just really trying to keep it real. Like, no one wants us out there in Stillwater. This is all just a really nice way of telling you everything you already know. So you better get comfortable being bite-sized, short stack.
Fuck you.
She got bite.
No, I mean it seriously. Fuck you.
Okay, calm it down, you two.
What? You think your life is the only one that's hard? Look around. All our lives suck.
You know what? $20. I bet short stack comes back crying. The water's rough out
Stop.
there. It is.
We don't need to give each other more shit. We get shit every day, okay?
I'm sorry. You've been very welcoming, but I've got real shit going on.
Of course you do. No one here is saying otherwise. We get it, right?
You know what? It's kind of like this. You want to learn a traditional dance, want to learn some new slang or acquire your white guilt. We're here. You want to blame something on someone? There's us. That's about it for us in Stillwater. It's the truth.
But we have our chosen family. We have respect, boundaries, understanding. I mean, we can talk or not talk. We can hang out or just coexist. Whatever feels good to you.
And what, you just sit here all day?
Well, no, I mean, me and Jordan play cards, as you can see. I don't know how much he likes it.
Yeah. It's alright. I mean, but, to be honest, Kelly, she really listens. She really does.
And sometimes we like to let loose with a little two-person dance party.
And I guess, our two-person dance parties could be even better with a third person.
I don't know if you guys are ready for me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, actually, do you guys have any queens?
I actually do.
7? Yes.
Let's look at the anatomy of the human brain, shall we? You see, we actually have two brains that determine our behaviors. We have the cortex of the brain, and then we have this structure that lies beneath the cortex, and that's called the subcortical, or the animal brain. See, our cortex takes in sensory information, it processes it, and that's how we make decisions. We rule the earth as humans because we have the largest cortex. It just means we think the most. But we're animals. We eat, we make waste products, and we make babies. Sometimes our behaviors, typically triggered by the animal brain, are behaviors we're not particularly fond of. You see, the brain reacts to things whether we want it to or not.
My name's Eloise. Can you spell Eloise?
E-L-O-I-S-E.
Wowee! That's fantastic! It's important to introduce yourself to people because names are important, and there will never be anyone ever like you. Speaking of introductions, I'm so glad you guys came today because I have a new special friend. Can you guess who it is? No, it's not Mr. Rabbit. No, it's not Mr. Sun. That's right. My new special friend is
Alex! Hi. Where am I?
You're in Eloise's world. I'm Eloise. Thank you. It's time for today's lesson.
Sit still,
That doesn't seem right.
Oh. Places. That's right.
You gotta want, you gotta need, you gotta squeeze. Titties!
What? Titties! What? Look at that fucking bitch!
If you wanna be a man,
You gotta be a dick!
Identify.
Objectify.
And tell her what to do.
your friends will think you're super cool.
The girls will thank you too!
Titties!
Where?
Titties!
Where are those fucking tits?
If you wanna be a man,
You gotta go for it!
Porn will make you die. I know that for
No, I don't want to talk about that case right now. Come on. Wait. I don't. Why do you sound like my wife? Never mind. It's all good. It's all good. At least just tell me where the fuck am I? Listen, I'm not even gonna try to wrap my head around the fact that you're here right now, but just keep going. What? No, you're dead. Just stay dead. If it's about Hughes, I don't want to talk about it. Listen. No, I get it. No, we used to watch Kubrick films together. I get it, but not anymore. We haven't spoken to each other in a while. No. Okay. Yes. His grandfather and my grandfather used to be partners back in the day. It's a tradition. You don't fuck with traditions. I get it. I get the spiel, but not now. All right? I will not repeat myself. What? Wait, how am I being difficult? No, really tell me, because last I recall, you. Listen, I've been trying to speak up, but what can I even say at this point? No, you're not really listening to me. I'm going to choke. I don't know what anyone expects from me. Dog, I guess it's better this way. It's so many letters in the middle saying, speak or die, or we'll fucking gut you like a pig if you squeal. No. You don't need to see it. No, you just stop! Listen, Dandelion, I just want to break. What boy? What boy? Who are you talking about? No. Who are you talking about? You can't just keep fucking with me and not tell me who you're talking about. No. You know what? I'm out. No, shit. Try me. All right? Ooh. Shit. No. Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's just a case. Don't worry. It's just a case. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. I don't know. I guess the last thing I remember before being here is a gate, right? A building with a barking dog outside of it. Yeah, it's cold. There's people lining up on the street. They're just staring at me. Yeah, they're staring. Yeah, it's night. There's coughing. There's sniffling, and swing stairs. All of them. Why? I don't know. I guess I don't know. Hughes was going through something serious. I don't. What? Why? I don't. Wow. Shit. I guess I've been tripping. No. Just give me a minute to process, right? Yeah. You know, sometimes in order to make myself feel better, I would look up at the stars, and I would just try to count them all. Yeah. No. I actually try to count them. And the other night, I was looking out the window of my patrol car. I stuck my head out, and I think I drove past a constellation that looked just like you. Forever. Damn. Listen. You gotta believe me. I've got nothing to do with this. You trust me, right? You do.
Oh, hello, Alex. Oh, why, yes, I would love to dance. Oh, my dress? X helped me pick it out. Oh, hello, X.
Would you like to dance?
Why, yes, I would love to dance. Your dress is lovely.
my God. Ah. Oh.
Alex!
Hey, Mr. Scarf.
Are you excited for the dance?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I'm excited to dance with my friends and, you know.
Like Joy?
How do you know about Joy?
Oh, Alex, we've been learning all about you. We want you to love it here just as much as you love home.
Oh, hi, Alex.
Hi, Mr. Blue Monster.
Shush. Who's Mr. Blue Monster? My name is Joy. I sit next to you in class.
Okay, it's just that Joy has blonde hair and is not from the South.
Oh, Alex, you're so handsome with your big boy eyebrows. I just wish I had you as a friend who is a boy, or maybe something a little more than a friend.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Blue Monster.
We love you, Alex!
I love you guys too.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, hello baby. 4 then 5, come on, let's drive. 6, 7, 8, you need a date, and I was looking for a girl like you. Saw you dancing over there, shining locks of over hair. I knew that I just have to share my heart with a girl like you. 1, 2, 3, love a melody. 4 then 5, come on, let's jive. 6, 7, 8, I'll tell you straight, honey, I've been waiting for you. Now you're dancing next to me. Something as a girl could be. When I'm with you, oh gosh, oh gee, to my dear heart I choose. 1, 2, 3, it's you and me. 4 and 5, come on, let's drive. 6, 7, 8, it's getting late. I know you love me
Zotil de la Cruz? You have been summoned to trial for engaging in the unnatural sin of homosexuality, the greatest sin of lust.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who is the guilty one?
It's my responsibility to hold you accountable for your sins. How do you plead?
I haven't done anything, I promise.
How do you plead? Xochitl, do you understand? Failure to declare will result in immediate incineration.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are the guilty one.
Virgen María, protégeme, que la furia de Dios no me queme. If it is so wrong to love her, then we must condemn David. David, el rey de Dios, named a man of God's own heart, who loved another man. Will you condemn me for eternity for being of his own reflection? Will the religion that I am on trial be the religion that God sent his son down for? His son whose brown skin melted into the cross he bare, an image for everyone to see. I know my God. Yo sé el corazón que late dentro de mí, porque es el corazón que me ha dado Dios. It was Eve who bit the apple. But it was Adam who let the Garden of Eden slip from his hands. It was man who set the world aflame by not being able to follow the word of God. I ask you, two women falling in love, let there be no sin between them. If I fall in love with a woman, would I be reversing my curse? Please, I ask you, let me be made for love and for peace, not for violence or for vengeance. Let me, your daughter, fall into endless joy. Please. But if my existence is a war cry that I cannot hear, then cast your stones and bury me under with the rest. I will not be the only brown body underground or the only brown body that has died for a white body to live, for blood to be spilled in vain. Tell my mother that her brown daughter has been reunited with her maker. May my life be the last one.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty. 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 Guilty.
This one goes out to the joy of my life. I wrote a song about you. I tried to capture the way you make me feel. So, without further ado, here we go. I hope you like it. The world is spinning faster every day. The world is spinning faster every day. Won't you please just stay? Don't you go away. Let's plant the seed. I thought that we agreed. How can I proceed without you?
Stop it, Alex!
Stop crying, Alex.
I can't have him be a fuck-up. He can't keep running to you every time he messes up.
Stop fucking crying!
And if I am being honest, I am simply so afraid.
You trust me!
I'm afraid I'm breaking. I'm afraid I'm broken.
You walk and the world moves with you, but we're not the same. I don't fit in the same way as you.
When did everything become unspoken?
Hello? Please understand that, well, I have a story for you, but please, just want to make it clear that it might sound funny now, but at the time that it happened, it was actually really traumatizing. So, when I was in 8th grade, I got my period for the first time on September 5th. And I don't know if you've ever seen that opening scene of Carrie. It was a little bit like that. I wasn't at school, thank God. It was at home, but, you know, looked down, covered in blood, screaming, fell out of the shower, and that was all well and good. You know, after I was over that initial shock, I thought everything was going to be fine. I never had a sex ed class before, though, so I didn't really know anything about periods. I mean, I didn't know anything about anything, really, but basically, the most important thing that I didn't know was that I wasn't going to get my period on the same day every month. So a month goes by, and we get to October 5th, and I'm waiting all day. I'm waiting and waiting for this gift to come, and it doesn't. I don't get my period. Huh, okay. Oh my God. Oh my, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. And I didn't know how this could happen because, again, I was 13 and had never had sex. And so the 5th came and went, nothing. The 6th came and went, nothing. The 7th, still didn't get my period. And I was just naturally, as you can assume, freaking out. But then I remembered. In 8th grade, in our ancient cultures class, we had learned that sometimes, in Greek mythology, Zeus would come down from Mount Olympus, and probably a cloud, I assume, and he would come down and have sex with humans while they were sleeping in order to produce demigods. Of course. Of course. That is what happened to me. So, naturally, I did the very mature thing that you can assume that I would do. So I took 4 days just to gather my thoughts, and I started writing out drafts about how I was going to tell my parents, Mom, Dad, please have a seat. I am pregnant. And yes, I know I am 13, and yes, I know that I may have never had sex, but I am. And not only am I, but I am with the future son of Zeus. Maybe Hercules, it's too early to tell. And then, of course, I got my period on October 10th and everything was fine. I was never pregnant to begin with, but not knowing that at the time, I fell to my knees and thanked God, not even Zeus, but God, for answering me. And to this day, I think it's probably the time in my life where I still felt that most intense, prolonged fear. But it wasn't really the fear that I took away from the experience. I think that it was really that it was the first time that I ever had felt validated. When you think about it, I mean, it was the first time that I had gotten the one thing that I really, really wanted. I had asked for help, and I knew that someone was listening.
From the leaves, rooted in the trees, crawling up the vine, our garden is divine. The stars, they will align for you.
Diversity quota filled for today. Thank you for your contribution to society. So chill.
I can't do it. I can't. Everything. She kissed me, and everyone was looking at us, and I can hear everyone's voices.
I'm sorry,
No, you don't get to do this every time, Kelly. You don't get to make me feel better when you decide to close yourself off from everyone in Stillwater. It hurts so fucking much, and I just want to scream at everyone.
Shh, it's okay, Xochitl. Shh.
No, it's not.
Have you ever seen a block of ice? It's so strong that a lit match doesn't hold up to it. The match will try its best, but no matter how hard it tries, eventually it will go out. Can you imagine that? Being a hot, fiery flame with so much potential you can light the Olympic torch, set the world on fire. But one block of ice, hard and cold, that's where it ends? Can you imagine that? Well, it's not true. You just have to be patient enough to keep trying.
I don't want to keep trying.
You're so young, X. Don't let this one thing ruin your fight. Trust me when I say the sun's gonna set tomorrow just like it did today and just like it will the day after that. And you're still gonna be brown and you're still gonna be gay. So fuck it. Set the world on fire with your passion and follow the things that make you happy.
Okay.
You deserve to be happy.
Okay.
Go. And only come back if you need to. Don't stay to play it safe.
Can we watch the sunset first? It's beautiful.
Mr. Rabbit. Mr. Rabbit. Mr. Rabbit! Mr. Rabbit, is that you? You look awful.
Oh, Eloise, don't look at me.
I'm so glad I found you.
I have to tell you something.
What is it? Is it hunting season?
Oh, no, but I
Do you have...
I can't seem to shake my sadness.
Poor Mr. Rabbit. The universe is so loud if you go wandering too far beyond yourself. It's better to stay safe here in Eloise's world. I'm sorry, Mr. Rabbit. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think anyone can help. I just feel so sad and lonely and empty, and I want to cry, but I can't cry, and I want to disappear, but I can't disappear. I just want to break from all this pressure, you know?
Oh, Mr. Rabbit, there's no pressure.
There's a demon in my shadow. For years I've tried to ignore it and push it to the back of my mind, but it's always still there. And slowly but surely, it's starting to affect me.
No, Mr. Rabbit. No, Mr. Rabbit, don't cry. Mr. Rabbit, no, don't cry, Mr. Rabbit. You can't cry here.
I tried to fight the demon myself. I brandished knives and swords and any other weapon I could find, and for hours I slashed and stabbed and screamed at the demon, but then I looked up at it and there was not a mark on it. But my arms were bloodied and bruised, and cuts enveloped my skin in blood.
Mr. Rabbit, don't be silly. Demons don't exist. It's all in your head. Now, can you give me a smile?
What?
Smile, like make the corners of your mouth go up instead of down.
I don't think that'll fix things.
No, of course it will. It will.
Eloise, you're not listening to me.
Mr. Sun, help. I think I know what to do. My scarf can paint magical colors, making the sad gray of life happy.
I don't think Scar can do that.
Oh, of course she can.
Okay.
Now hold on tight. On the count of 3, say it with me. Be happy, Mr. Rabbit. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Be happy, Mr. Rabbit. How do I know if it worked?
You know, I always felt like I was an original. You know, like whatever laws my parents set, they were law, but I could always see through their cracks.
You know, I'm pretty sure my grandfather was the original Shaft. You know, he would just like smile his pearly whites and just convince everyone. He would just like, look, this is how you do. I'm trying trying to get like him.
I don't know who that is, but it is nice to have someone to look up to.
Wait, don't tell me you don't know who Shaft is.
Should I?
You know what? Never mind. Yeah. Where's Zocha? I need somebody with some culture.
Too bad for you. She's out making ripples in Stillwater.
Wait, don't. Kelly, did you tell her to go?
Why not?
You know what? The world isn't looking out for black and brown kids. You know this.
So I should teach you to be bitter and jaded like you?
You think your advice is so much better? You know, you could be so damn blind, so damn naive. You know that?
She's in love. What am I supposed to do? Tell her to ignore that?
She could have just stayed here with us.
She's got a life outside of here just like you. Why should she have to hold back?
Listen, it's not me, you know? It's the world. It's Stillwater. That's what it is. It's Stillwater. You know what? Never mind. She came back even though you gave her the advice, and she came back crying. So like, where's my 20? I'm trying to buy a new tie for my first day back.
I didn't shake on anything. But it looks like you need a new tie with that getup going on. You know, you never told me why you've been out of work for so long.
Just some changes in the precinct, that's all.
And I kept you out for this long? Interesting. Well, I know your partner Hughes is excited to see you. How's he doing?
You know what, I actually gotta go. Got some shit to do. Deuces.
Inappropriate attire.
What the wait, what? You in on this? Okay, you know what?
Inappropriate attire.
Oh, I got that!
It must be the jacket. Apparently someone agrees with me.
Fuck this jacket, fuck you. Happy now?
Contraband.
Oh, you're a comedian now? What's going on?
It's the weed. They're trying to remind you that silver policing is safe policing. Really? Okay. You know, that was rude even for you. I hope you plan on bringing some more back.
Hey.
Serotonin deficiency.
Four-square breathing.
Hey, what is going on? I thought we were having a good time.
The constellation. It looks like a woman. You see? You don't even have to manipulate your head to get the right angle.
I ditched Alex so that we could dance.
Look! The 5 stars that make a cross in your eyes make a woman in my eyes, Joy.
Can you look at me? I like you, X, and this is gonna be really embarrassing if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that you like me too.
Why would you think that?
Isn't that what you were going to tell me the other night? And when I was dancing with Alex, you looked all sad and...
And you think I'm pathetic?
No, I don't, but you do this thing where you just assume that everybody hates you, like the world is out to get you, but I'm standing here telling you that I like you and you're trying to make that a bad thing.
It's not so easy for everyone, Joy. No matter how hard you try to manipulate you and me, we will always end up being X and Joy.
It is easy. Friends fall in love all the time. Yeah, we're girls, but I have faith in this town.
Okay, fine. What are you going to tell them then when they say, you did it, Joy, you tamed her? Or what about, how do you handle her? I heard they can be a little feisty. Or what am I going to say when they say, what made you hate your own kind? What, you think you're too good for us? ¿Te encontraste una blanquita?
Can you trust me? I won't let anyone say anything about us. I want you to be happy. I want us to be happy. Follow his star and love will follow. We're made of stardust, right? Our lives were created in the nuclear furnaces of the stars, the nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, iron, all of these things are in the stars, and the only way for them to get into our bodies is if those stars are kind enough to explode so that we can exist. My life is kind of exploding right now. I know it's not the same as yours, but it's exploding, and I can only help but think that that's a good thing because it means that we can continue to exist together. I know I'll never understand exactly what it's like for you, X, but I'll try, and I'll be by your side if you'll let me. Will you let me?
Systems check. Decompressing. Cool-off period initiated. Levels return to normal. You may continue with your day.
You know what? You knew that this Negro would have to self-affirm his right to fight for his community. You knew. You knew that he would have to fight to affirm that he could pass, right? He could pass the written part of the entrance exam. You knew that he would have to fight his own partner to convince him that the fucking black kid in front of him, right? He has a candy bar in his hand. It's not a fucking weapon. It's a candy bar. It's a fucking candy bar. But you know what? You know what? I guess you're just some fights we are built to lose. So many fights. No. It's us. It's us. It's us, men in blue. We oversee so many people in the world. We're overseers in the modern world. No wonder the people don't believe us. But I got a question. Who oversees the overseers? Huh? Must be justice for all, right? So where's my fucking justice? Hughes pulled the fucking trigger, and yet he gets a paid leave off. You know what? No matter how many times, you know how many times I try to convince myself, no matter how I go in tomorrow, right? I will always be painted as a fucking villain. Always. You know what? I just missed my dandelion, man. You just always knew how to keep me.
I didn't know you were coming back so soon. Did desk work get too exciting for you?
I wish.
Good, I was just getting worried. Especially with how you left earlier.
Nah, it was actually quite the opposite. But, I'm straight. I'm straight. Wait, when have I ever lied to you? Come on.
I'm pretty sure that's in your DNA, but I can let this one slide.
Alright. You know what? You could just go back on your Gandhi shit and just let me be.
I'll never understand you.
I don't want to go back. Joy thinks I'm a fuck up. My parents think I'm a fuck up and addict. I just want it to stop.
You can fight those emotions, Alex.
As a kid, I would always cry, and my parents they'd tell me to stop, and it would just make it worse. And now, whenever I start to cry, I can't.
Alex, there's no need to cry here. We've learned to control ourselves. When we feel those emotions, Scarf just paints over it.
So, you're saying if I pretend to feel okay, then I'll actually be okay?
Mr. Sun will shine so brightly on you, you'll be happy.
love you, Alex.
Really?
Alex, please. Won't you please just stay?
Won't you please just stay?
Oh, you guys.
Don't you
What's this?
go away.
I'm so happy to have you. Hi, everybody. Can I introduce you to my new friend? This is Mr. Donkey. Mr. Donkey likes to play football, sing, and video games. On the count of 3, say it with me. Welcome, Mr. Donkey. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, Mr. Donkey.
Diversity quota filled for today. Thank you for your contribution to society. Jordan.
Tell that to all the people who's calling me a fucking pig and traitor.
Why do you keep going back?
I don't know. I got a job.
Systems check.
One that brings you nothing but pain?
You know what? Kelly, you really got a twist. I really like being a cop. I do.
Really?
Yeah, really. I do, man. I don't know. I just remember my grandfather being one of the most respected people that I knew, or at least knew in person, you know?
And what about you?
I mean, I don't know. He just, he would always tell us these stories about this kid named James, right? And he would just like always be running down the street like if he's running shit, you know? But then one day, right, he was careening down the street and he was running from a rival gang member, and my grandfather happened to run into him going rounds. Now, the boy gave him a lot of shit, right? But he just simply told him to put the weapon down, follow him back to his patrol car. And that was it. He saved that boy's life that day.
If you are the dodgiest person I've ever met.
Right. But I don't know. Actually, I do. That's why I want to be just like him. I want to be just like him. I want to keep kids like me from becoming statistics, you know? But I go in and day out, and I feel so fucking useless. You know, no. I mean, I'm young, I'm new, I'm bright, and I've got it in me to be the best damn cop ever. But why do I feel like this is the best I'm ever gonna get? You know, but a race traitor. And why everyone's talking about this shit, right? And I'm just hoping I don't see my face in the two-way mirror. That's all, right?
Hey, I'm sorry if I've been pushing you. It's just that you're not very open with me. I mean, you've got an opinion about everybody else's shit, but with yourself, you're kind of two-dimensional.
Fuck you, Billy.
I didn't mean it.
No. Really, what do you know, right? You're just always here, taking a vacation, feeding off of other people's pain, right?
I feed off your pain?
Yeah, no, you do.
How can I when all you tell me is lies? I mean, you honestly think I believe you've been out of work because of administrative changes for this long?
You know what? You are so goddamn nosy. You're just like my wife. Just like her. Just like her.
I didn't know that you had a wife.
Well, it's not my job to tell you everything about me, and it's not your job to know. And the correct notion is had, by the way.
I'm sorry, really. I had no idea. You've got your walls up. You don't have to tell me anything.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, Kelly, I just can't keep cracking myself open just for people to leave me somewhere. They always fucking leave, man. They always fucking leave. And I know why they do it, right? I know why they do it. It's because I'm a traitor. I love someone who looked different from me, you know, and it's shit. That's just how the way it go. I've been so fucking busy just trying to prove there's good on both sides that I've just been caught up. I've been caught up in every time I pass somebody with some melanin in them skin, I got my fucking head. I can't see him look eye to eye. You know what? At least my wife, right? She made that guilt fly away.
What guilt? Having compassion for other people? I mean, do you know how much love you have to have in your soul just to try to tackle the world? The exact amount that I never had. I mean, I paid attention the way my parents taught me, and what was reciprocated? Forgetting to pay attention to me. Instead, becoming obsessed with what rules and systems and institutions can solve for them. Well, I'm not gonna smile for their fucking egos anymore. I won't do it. I thought I was serving something, but it's fine because we're much happier here.
Right? You know what, Kelly? The question is, what do you want? Right? You're so busy prodding me all the time and pushing that kid into the exact thing you running from, right?
I'm not running from anything. I just want fucking freedom, if that even exists. I mean, staying here isn't the point, you know? At the start of each day, my mother, she used to take me in between her knees and she took care of me. She would pull me in so tight, intertwining and locking my curls so that nothing could disrupt them. Her 3 middle fingers would run behind my ear, and I was loved, cared for, accepted. She taught me how to love, and now I can't even remember her face. I mean, it's not about moving on. It's just I was in her between her knees for so long that once I got out from them, I was vulnerable to the world and all of its bullshit. I mean, and now you're vulnerable, and it's your choice what you do from here on out. But how can you expect to get anything if you won't even be honest with yourself?
I know. But Kelly, how can I, when each road I take, it leads down the same path, right? No matter which road I take, they want to pin it on me. They want to pin his girl on me. I was just trying to protect the kid. That's all I was trying to do. You see, a call went out, right? For a trespasser on private property, right? You got me? A shadowy figure, right? He was yards away from me. I tried to tell Hughes that. And I tried, but he insisted that we pull up on him and we investigate anyways. You know what, Kelly, I knew from the look in his eyes what was about to happen next. I knew. And the only thing I did wrong is I told the kid to put his fucking hands up, right? You know, no matter how I go in tomorrow, they always want to pin on me, so. But the thing is, right? I know what I saw. I know what I did. The kid is dead. And
Jordan, don't tell me you had something to do with that kid. I mean, if you shot the kid, then, or are you a part of the trial? Are you a witness?
What happened?
Namir Brown's murder.
Bruce.
Emmett Till.
Bruce.
Sandra Bland.
Bruce.
Melissa Ventura.
Bruce.
Pedro Villanueva.
Bruce.
Rodney King.
Bruce.
Tamir Rice. Namir Brown. Say his name. Namir Brown. Namir Brown. Namir Brown. Say his name, please. Please. Please, please.
Namir Brown.
You have to go back.
I'm scared.
Too bad, he needs you.
I'm scared of myself, man.
I'll always be here for you, but right now there are millions of families relying on you, so what are you going to do about it?
Diversity quota filled for today.
I know.
sticks her mouth into a smile. You can do it. It's important to pick flowers for your friends because otherwise they'll forget you. Also, flowers smell nice.
Well, if it's okay, I thought maybe we could just talk.
Can we talk and then pick flowers? I love talking about all sorts of things, like peaches, or my new sweater, or strategies to win at cornhole.
Well, I thought maybe we could talk about us. I've been having kind of a hard time lately, and I feel like...
Oh, my friend Mr. Rabbit has a hard time sometimes, but you get over it.
I don't think this is something I can get over. I feel it with me all the time, on Sundays more than others. It's this weight, this horrible feeling that I'm never gonna feel happy again.
Astra, we don't talk about that. We only talk about good things.
It's like my throat closes up and my breath catches in my chest and I don't even want to open my eyes.
That's enough, Astra. We don't talk about that here.
Do you want to hear a story, Eloise?
I love stories! My favorite star was Once Upon a Time and ended up happily ever after.
Once upon a time?
Yay!
There was a peasant girl. From the time she was born to when she was a young girl, she had a wonderful life. It was full of love and laughter, and the girl felt very peaceful.
Just like us!
That's right, except one day, the girl discovered a demon lurking in her shadows that whispered things to her, horrible things, calling her names, whispering insults, and taking the words of those she loved to twist daggers of words into her heart.
Wait.
For years, the girl tried to push the demon's constant prodding to the back of her mind, but it was still there, no matter how she felt about it. And slowly but surely, the demon began to affect her.
What happened to you?
What?
Well, it's just, you used to be so... Well, it doesn't matter what you were.
The demon took the form of the girls at school and their cruel whispers that they thought she couldn't hear. It threaded their words over and over through her head until all she could do was cry.
No, don't cry!
The girl stopped going to school after that.
But learning is so fun.
The girl tried to fight the demon. She brandished knives and swords and anything she could find against it. For hours, she slashed at it, scratched at it, and screamed at it. But when she looked up at it, there was not a mark on it. On her own arms, they were bloodied and bruised, and cuts enveloped her skin. She ran to her friends and family.
Get over yourself.
It's all in your head. I don't want to hear this story anymore.
One day, when the demon was being particularly horrid, the girl walked to the forest that lay at the edge of town. She walked and walked until the trees gave away to a jagged cliff and the arching arms of the sea. And she stood there with a heart full of lead and tears in her eyes.
And she jumped.
She waited to hit the water and for the sea to grasp her and pull her towards its murky heart. But she never did. When she opened her eyes, there was a pair of wings above her. An angel held her in its strong arms. The angel carried her back through the forest, through the town, and placed her down on her doorstep. But as soon as she was out of the angel's arms, she felt the demon lurking over her shoulder again. As the angel pricked its wings to fly.
Please, she said. Please, someone help.
And when the girl finished breathing, there was a silence between them. The angel produced a vial of golden liquid and handed it to the girl. Take one sip of this every morning, and it will help you fend off the demon. It won't stop it. You'll have to fight it forever, but this will help you in your life. And then the angel flew away.
The girl took the potion every day like clockwork, and slowly the light began to return to her life. But she couldn't just live happily ever after. That's more than she could ask for. But she could learn to live again. Eloise, I can't stay here. This isn't the real world. Come back with me.
They're so mean out there.
You'll have me.
I'm frightened. I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Can I go?
Do you think we'll be okay out there?
I don't know, but we can try.
Yeah? Alright. Dandelions, right, were always my favorite kind of fucking questions. Alright, I'll entertain you. Got you. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense when you really try to think about it. When I was 7, right? I used to go down to the community garden and pick flowers, but I always paid attention to the dandelions. My mother, she wasn't around much later in my life, but back then she used to take me to the garden. She would always sing Whitney Houston's "My Love Is Your Love" under her breath while picking tomatoes. And listen, I didn't know who the fuck she was singing to, but I knew I was in love with those flowers. The wind, it was my enemy. I would have to save all the seed heads before they were damaged, and I would just hate all the kids who would just run up to them and rip them from the root without letting them live their full lives. It just hurt me. It really did. But funny story. I met my first and only love yelling at one of those kids. Yeah. She ran up to the first dandelion in sight. She gripped her hand around the stem and listen, I told her to step away and release her grip, right? But she ripped it out anyways. She ripped it. She wore a pink bandana around her head that really just covered her hair. Couldn't see it. I saw that she did because she blew all the seeds in front of my face. Her eyes, they were hazel with freckles around them. Listen, I couldn't be mad at her. I really couldn't. So for that day, I took turns with her, ripping up all the dandelions in the garden and blowing the seeds in each other's faces. I was really curious to see how her hair looked under all that bandana. I wanted to see if it looked like mine, but clearly it didn't. But I didn't ask. So I took a dandelion and blew the seeds in front of her face so I could get her hair. It matched her skin. I told her she was a dandelion. She just she smiled at me and laughed and left for that day. But she later passed with the wind. She passed. She's okay. You know, I like to think that I look after all the dandelions in my life, whether white or of color. I like to think that way. If tomorrow is Judgment Day and I'm standing on the front line and The Lord asked me when I did my best. I'd say I spent it with you. I know why you're all here. I know the question on all your minds is, which dandelion am I going to look after today? And yes, today is the day that I look after all the lions of color. When me and Hugh stepped out of the vehicle, the kid, Namir Brown, Namir Brown, the kid, he was a seed I couldn't catch. Candy bars are not weapons. And bullets are just too fast. Too damn fast.
Dear Aphrodite, it's me. Well, my name doesn't really matter, at least not to you. I guess I should probably ask how you are. Is that something Greek people do? I don't know, I was raised Christian.
I've met plenty of outcasts. My ever-changing band of misfits that this world, any world, seems unready to know.
I would talk to God, but I've always been told he's a man. Like this needs to be more awkward.
If you want to go out every day and contribute to society, then that's fine by me. Whatever happens next, the past is the past. It doesn't have to be the future. Unless you make it so by clinging to a concept of yourself.
I don't know if you're busy or listening or whatever, but we have some shit that we need some help with. When you got out of the sea, did it hurt? Did you need to escape? What did you leave behind? Did you ever make up with Artemis and Athena? Was the golden apple worth it? Did you eat it?
I can't stay here, Joy.
Do you love Hephaestus at all? Or is Ares that much better? Is it okay for you to cheat?
Sorry if that sounds a bit judgmental.
There was once a girl who discovered a magical land where rabbits could talk and scarves could paint. She thought it could contain all her pieces. It just seemed so magical.
Does it ever get lonely on Olympus? Do you have a best friend? Or any friends at all? What does it feel like to be loved? Can you tell the difference between love and lust? Does it matter? Do you think I'm going to hell? I know we only just met, but do I seem like a good person?
Maybe magic is an escape.
This at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh.
Maybe it's choosing to see the beautiful acts of the world and believing they exist for a reason.
She shall be called woman.
Maybe it's realizing that there's something so special about being right here, right now.
For she was taken out of man.
Follow his star and love will